everyone, and welcome to the Clean Bold podcast. It's me, Sab here, with a post-match show, post-match review of the two games that we've seen today in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup held in India and Sri Lanka. Um, for everyone that's supported the channel, thank you very much. Please continue to watch our videos and listen on Spotify. If you haven't already, make sure you give the channel a subscribe and also like this video and share it as well. So firstly, before we get into it, we did our first ever live watch along today with the India versus South Africa game, and it was really enjoyable. Had a lot of engagement from people. We had people from all around the world watching, so really exciting. So thank you very much to everyone who came and got involved today. We had so much fun. Um, Shame the cricket couldn't match it from my perspective. But yeah, let's just get quickly into the two games because we've had a long day of talking about it. So yeah, we've had two games today. Um, Across the day, we had two games in the Super 8 stage. We had England versus Sri Lanka in the first of the two games, and then we had India versus South Africa. So yeah, uh, interesting game, interesting day. Didn't go the way that I expected or necessarily wanted, but nonetheless, it's been an absorbing day as this tournament continues to be. We'll start with the very first game with England and Sri Lanka. A very strange game. England batted first, and they got 146 for nine in their 20 overs. They really didn't bat well at all, England. They struggled with the spin. They couldn't get any fluency together. I mean, the highlight of their innings was a 62 or 40 from Phil Salt, but he was not supported well. Really, other than Will Jacks, who scored 21 or 14, nobody really came in for any support, and that was a pretty under par score. It felt Sri Lanka bowled and fielded exceptionally. So at that stage, the halfway stage, you really felt that Sri Lanka were well within in the ascendancy, and that they were going to, pulling off another win, considering the way they've dispatched Australia, that they were going to easily kind of get a victory there. But that's not how things panned out, as England roared back. Um, they bowled really well. Sri Lanka just could not get any momentum going. They lost wickets at regular intervals, and England were all over them. Crazy shots all over the place. But yeah, they really struggled. In fact, after the power play, Sri Lanka were 34 for five. So they really just lost wickets in heaps. So yeah, it was a crazy performance. Nobody really standing up for Sri Lanka. They just kept losing wickets. I mean, they got to 15 without loss in the third over, so kind of okay start. And then they just lost wicket after wicket after wicket after wicket, and it was yeah. Nobody could live with it. And you look at the bowling performance from England, really, really fantastic performance. Jofra Archer got two wickets. Will Jacks, again, he was man of the match, got three wickets. But everybody chipped in. Liam Dawson got two. Adil Rashid got two. Jamie Odson got one. So England's best performance so far in the tournament, beating Sri Lanka, who they've now won 12 games in a row. I mean, so they've just been to Sri Lanka, won 3-0. So England, who haven't been that great, have actually finally shown up and put in a good performance. So they look like they've got one foot in the semi-final in that group, just because Pakistan and New Zealand, they've had a washout. Sri Lanka also on 0 points. So it's going to be difficult to finish second in the group, but I think England have put themselves in such a really good position with that win. Um, so yeah, let's see how they get on against New Zealand and Pakistan. But I think they're probably favourites to finish in one of the semi-final spots. So yeah, and in the big game today, which we did with our first ever live watch along, was India versus South Africa. Kieran and I hosted the watch along, and my God, yeah, it's only just finished, but it was a really depressing day to be an Indian fan. So much hype, so much excitement for such a big game, but in the end, the game was pretty much disappointing as South Africa absolutely crushed India by 76 runs in Ahmedabad. This was very much a one-sided contest, pretty much the whole way. South Africa won the toss. They chose to bat first. And well, to be fair, they were actually 21 for three at one stage. The pitch was doing a lot. South Africa couldn't quite adjust it because they were 21 for three at one stage. But a huge partnership between David Miller and Brevis saw South Africa recover. They looked on course for 200 at one stage. They dipped a little bit, but they recovered to get to 187 in their 20 overs. And India with the bat were just abysmal. They really had no answer to South Africa's, well, incredible bowling attack, but they just had no answer. All the South African bowlers chipped in. There was no, there was nothing that India could have done. Just looking at some of these bowling figures for South Africa, um, so everybody chipped in. Markham took a wicket, Marco Jansen took 4 wickets, Keshav Maharaj took 3 wickets, Corbin Bosch took 2 wickets. So wickets shared around. But yeah, really, really, really poor from India. They never got going. They also were about 20 for three, but instead of digging in and deeping and fighting, they just never got going. And Surya Kumar Yadav tried, well, I say tried. He sort of middled around a little bit, scored 18 or something like that, but then he played a shocking shot to get out. Nobody stood up for India, and then even Hardik Pandya and Shivam Dube are at the crease. Two senior players, they just couldn't get anything going, no momentum, and at one point it looked like they just gave up trying. And then after once Hardik Pandya went, it was the end of the game, and a very meek total in the end. India were 111 all out, so a pretty dominant win of 76 runs. So South Africa now look like the favourites in the team to beat. A real wake-up call for India, who have not have any had it all their way so far. They've been clinical, but they've not been tested massively so far. They played a real big team today and they got shown up. So there are flaws in this Indian team that they need to be wary of. And now they need to wake up because if they don't, they'll be out of the tournament and there'll be a new winner or a brand new name on that trophy. And India have a lot of expectations on them already with this being a tournament. Today, sellout crowd, 130,000 at Ahmedabad, but they had very little to cheer about all game. Pretty much from the minute South Africa went three down, the Indian fans had nothing to cheer about. So a very dismal day from there. But look, doesn't matter. India were resoundingly beaten by the better team, which was South Africa today. So congratulations to them. They look a real powerhouse. They look a great unit. They're an all-round team. They've got all bases covered. So they're going to be very difficult to stop. So teams are not going to want to face them. So, for them, I think they probably just need another win to secure their semi-final spot. Which I think they will. I think they'll probably be in the final, to be honest with you. It's going to take a lot to stop them. And for India, yeah, back to the drawing board. They've got decisions to make and they just need to up their performance. Today was woeful with the bat. So, first time they've been asked to chase. Team batting second don't have a very good record at this ground. But either way, India just never really looked like they were going to chase it down and actually just crumbled to a very flat and deflating defeat. But we had good fun on the watch long nonetheless. So thank you very much to everyone who joined. So yeah, that's been the post-match show, guys. What are your thoughts on today's games? What does the semi-final look like now? Who do you think is making the semi-finals? Who's winning it? Have any of your predictions changed? Yeah, just give us your thoughts on the two games today. What do you make of it? I want to know everything. Leave a comment in the section below. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe as well. If you haven't, you'll have lots more coming from us. Kieran and I will be back to have a review of the last weeks or so in the competition. And also we'll be doing some sort of more collaborative episodes with other friends of ours on different podcasts. So House Stat Cricket Podcast, which is all about cricket trivia. Kieran and I'll be guest appearing on there with some testing our cricket trivia, which is super cool. And then we also will be appearing on a collaborative episode with our other friends, Crickets for Wickets, who will be previewing the semi-finals and things like that. So all of that to look forward to. And of course, all our daily videos on Instagram will be back as well. I just wanted to get all the dead rubber games out of the way, but we're back with some serious cricket. So anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this video. I've been Sab. This has been the Post Match Show for the Clean Bill podcast, and I'll see you next time.